Hey everybody, welcome back to Row Country. Do not adjust your television screen or the screen that you are watching this video on, because this is real life, people. I don't know if you watched my first video that I put out recently when I relaunched the channel, but I'll go ahead and link it in the cards somewhere up there. But this is the result of literally being in the direct sun for under 2 minutes, being in a car for about 30 minutes 2 days ago. So today is Tuesday when I'm videotaping this. This all happened on Sunday. So I ran out to one of the local little farms and I picked up some of my decor items for outside. I'm going to be doing a decorate with me video very soon, but they had a killer deal on corn stalks and I knew I wanted them, so I took a few minutes to stand outside and talk to the hubs and kind of pointed to where I was planning to use the corn stalks once I bought them. I then got in the car and my son and I went into town and stopped by that little farm, and they have a little farmer's market. I picked up what I needed and came back. This was late in the day, well, late in the afternoon, 4:30, 5 o'clock. We traveled from my home and headed east, and actually northeast. So I wasn't in the sun, like going into where the sun would be coming down and setting, but so I was going away from the sun. The entire time I was in the car, though, it was a beautiful day. This is what happens. So that was Sunday. This is Tuesday. This is the result of something that is called PMLE, or polymorphous light eruption. It has to do with photosensitivity to the sun. This is not a regular sunburn by any means. This has to do with some autoimmune issues that I have. When I started keto several months back, this was one of the things that I got out of keto. And I think it has to do with something called oxalate dumping. I think if you look that up, and again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a healthcare professional, you know, you're gonna have to probably Google some of this stuff if you yourself haven't already, and maybe you're experiencing some of this. Might be a good idea to hit the Google up, because I'm going to tell you, I learned a lot. I'm going to share with you what I know, but again, don't take this as medical advice. If you feel that you need to see a doctor, I definitely suggest that you do so. This is painful. So this isn't just a sunburn. This is actually the reaction of very minimal sun exposure. It will last me anywhere from 3 to 5 days. Actually, today is day 2 and it's actually clearing up. You should have seen me yesterday, but it was too painful, so I didn't video. So again, I think what happened is when I started keto, I started healing my body in such a way that there are things that we have in our body called oxalates, and when you stop feeding your body these things, they dump. And they don't just disappear. I mean, it can take years to undo years of abuse on your body, right? So I think what's happened is, excuse me, it hurts like right here. The manifestation of all of this, for me, I believe, has to do with the change in the diet, my body trying to get rid of all the crap, the hard, weird stuff in it. And yeah, so I think that's what happened. But as I've moved more into carnivore, it's weird because now I crave the heat from the sun. Like, I want to be out in it, but this is what happens. Primarily for me, it's a patch that starts here. I get a little patch under my eye. I'm definitely getting something here above my eyes on both sides. And then these little patchy marks, those tend to not go away very quickly for me. In fact, I keep that on my eyes. It's kind of hard to deal with, but I do moisturize, and it's almost like psoriasis on your eyelid. And it's also strange because I went to an eye doctor who sent me to a specialist. They threw the C word around for a little while, thought that I had some sort of a skin cancer. It turns out I did actually have a Mohs procedure to remove, very surface cancer-like cells. But more importantly, this is not cancer. Okay? But they threw that around. So I had biopsies, the whole night, like needles in my eyelids, guys. I mean, but back then when that was happening, I was also trying to eat differently and more healthfully and eating the vegetables that everybody said you have to have. Got my dailies in on that, But for me, keto helped me lose a little weight. Not a lot. But what it did give me was this terrible skin, and I lost my hair. It was really an ordeal. So when you take into account the fact that you're trying to lose weight, and then you have the stressors of trying to lose that weight, eating the right thing, making those right choices, doing all of those things that you're supposed to do, and then your skin does this, it creates more stress. So it's just one vicious cycle. So with carnivore, very low carb, lots of meat. I mean, I eat meat. I know I don't want the haters, but it's true. I love me a cow out in the pasture, and I love one on my plate. I mean, I just do. I'm feeling better on the carnivore than I was versus keto. I'm feeling better. And like I started to say, I crave being outside, where before I hadn't been. I was more, happy, I guess, being sedentary in my home, in my own space. And now I want to be out and about, but this is what happens. So how I treat it is very simple. It's, I wash my face every day anyway, but I use a ivory bar soap. Sometimes I don't use soap at all. I just wash it down as best as I can. I keep it cool. I take an allergy pill because this is like an allergic reaction to the sun. And I find that a good, Claritin substitute, not Zyrtec so much for me, but you do you. A Claritin substitute will take the edge off of it and allow me to go to sleep. And also the next day allow me to work without being so caught up on what is going on with my skin and being itchy and things like that. And mostly PMLE is not an itchy thing. It can be, but for me it's not so much. It's more of a discomfort. The first day of a breakout for me is painful. It's painful. Is it worth it? I'd say it's worth it. I would definitely say it was worth it. I'm going to be doing some upcoming videos to really track now my progress with carnivore. Like I said, I did have some result with keto, but I can tell you that on June 26th officially I went carnivore. So meats, very little cheese, very little carbs, very little carbs. I mean, minuscule. Lots of water. I keep myself hydrated. I do my coffee, I do that, and I do some collagen and some other supplements and things of that nature. I do that. But for the most part, it's carnivore diet, plain and simple. I don't eat nose to tail, and I don't do raw meat. I'm what I call myself the lazy carnivore. You've heard of lazy keto. I'm a lazy carnivore because what I eat is so simple. I feel that it's lazy a little bit for me. And I don't track any macros. I don't exercise either. But June 26th, I started, and on this past Sunday, I'm down 20, no, I'm sorry. I went from 242.5 to 210. So I'm down 32.5 pounds. I mean, I just can't even believe it. I can't even do the math in my head because it just doesn't seem right, but I am. So upcoming for me, along with the other videos that I do, I like to do my hauls, and I love to do my shop with me's when I can. I like to do crafting. I have a few things coming up. Decorate with me, it definitely is going to happen outside. I'll probably have a sort of similar breakout, probably, but I don't care because it's all good. I mean, it's not life-threatening or anything like that, and I can handle it. So we'll be outside doing some decorate with me, and I have a coffee bar decorate with me coming up. I hope you guys will stay tuned for that. But those of you that tuned in because of keto or carnivore, let me tell you, I mean, this is superficial. And I want you to know that if you're out there and you're dealing with this, I get it. This is superficial. I'm trying to keep in mind for myself the end game, which is to be healthy, to be thinner, and to be healthy. I'm feeling healthy now. The weight's coming off. I'm not going to let this deter me. And I really hope that you don't let it deter you. So give me some comments down below. Have you ever heard of PMLE before? Polymorphous light eruption. Have you ever heard of it? Have you been diagnosed with it? Some people do go and see a doctor and get an official diagnosis. I kind of know what it is. I didn't go and have a little chart done on me that says, okay, yeah, this is your diagnosis. I know what this is. The alternative would be a lupus breakout, and I have not been officially diagnosed with lupus, so I'm going with the PMLE. Sorry about that, guys. Every time I start to actually do a vlog style of video, my phone rings. Anyway, I kind of lost my train of thought. But basically what I was saying was, you know, put down in the comments below. Let me know, like, if you've been diagnosed with something like this, how are you dealing with PMLE if you have it? If you've had these weird breakouts, and it isn't just on my face, by the way, it's, you know, on my neck, and it's also around the back of my neck as well. I'm not gonna, anywhere that I've had exposure, this happens. So I try to actually cover up. It's weird. It's the middle of summer and I'll be outside with long sleeves on, but I do that to protect myself. Gosh, long gone are the days of laying out in the sun with Crisco all over your body. I don't know. I mean, you know, that's how old I am. But anyway, let me know down in the comments below. You know, oh, and say hi to Turk in the back because he likes he doesn't like when I speak to myself. He thinks I'm either crazy or that there's someone else in the room, so he's looking for whoever that might be. Give me a like, a comment, and, you know, subscribe, please. Hit that little bell button so that I can make sure that YouTube, when it's working, will notify you that I have a video that had just come out. But definitely comment down below. I'd like to have this discussion because I feel sometimes when we deal with things that are on the surface that we tend to hide back and kind of stay in the background and not really discuss it, come out with it. This is not pretty, people. It's not. You know, this is not an easy video for me to make for a couple reasons. One is, you know, there's a level of vanity that I've completely tossed aside. And then there's also the fact that it's a little painful, and it's still hard for me to even, like, open my mouth and speak correctly. So let's talk about it. Comment down below. PMLE, you've heard of it, you've not heard of it, you've been diagnosed with it, you think you have it. When did your symptoms start for you? And what are you doing to deal with it? Because this is just something we have to deal with, right? So, thanks for stopping by. I hope I didn't scare you too much, but hey, Halloween's coming, so, I mean, you know, it is what it is. I hope to see you in my next video. Y'all have a good night. Bye.